Welcome to the channel. I'm Dan and this is DCH Studios. Today we're going to do a little work in the garage on the Jeep. One thing we've done recently, we were annoyed by the nets on the doors that sagged down below the door and you couldn't put hardly anything in them without catching. So we upgraded them to Fishbone metal door pockets. These are the model that have the space for the cup that you can put inside it. They got plenty of room. They're heavy, durable metal. And the one with the cup does protrude out. It does rub on my leg when the door is shut. I'm not sure how well I like that yet. I need to adjust to it. But I do really like the additional space that they do provide. We only did the front doors. I haven't done the back doors yet. We don't usually put a lot in these, so they haven't sagged as much as the front did. But down the road, we may purchase some metal ones to put back here as well. But for today, we've purchased a G900 Tri-Pro Wolfbox mirror, dash cam, and front and rear camera. So let's open this up and see what it looks like inside the box. Looks like a pretty nice little unit. I saw these on the internet on some online ad. After the wreck, I thought it'd be really nice to have a dash cam. And it'd really be nice to be able to see the front and the back of the Jeep again. I guess again for the back with a spare tire in the way, and for the first time for the front with the non-front camera on the JKs. I look for this to really help on the trail to be able to see what's ahead of you without a spotter. Okay, got some cables. I have to wire this thing up, see how that goes. Alright, well that looks like all the parts. Let's see if we can install this in the Jeep and see how it works. I need to find the best route to run the rear camera. I don't know if we should put it in here or maybe on top of the brake light. We'll have to figure out how to run that back wire to the back of the Jeep. We also need to figure out how to run the front wire. We got to run one wire around, down the pillar, and out to the engine bay for the front camera. We need to run another wire over to the passenger side possibly for the GPS receiver. And a third wire down to the cigarette lighter to get power for the whole unit. So I need to search around and figure out what the best path for these wires to run, and then see what I can do about getting them where they go. Well, we are making some progress. We've decided we're coming off the mirror along the passenger side. We've got this piece loosened up, this piece removed, the side off of here, and we're going to route the power cable and the camera cables down along here. Okay, it's been a minute, but we have the rear view mirror put on top of the other mirror. We've got the wires attached to the mirror. There's 4 of them. the rear camera, the front camera, the GPS, and the power. We've run all 4 of those lines across the top of the windshield. The GPS is actually fashioned up inside this plastic molding. The other 3 are running down the side of it, and we have the power hooked up and ran underneath the carpet. And now we have to run the back camera back through the carpet to the back, and the front camera cable, we have to run it up through the firewall to the front. So we'll start working on doing that. Okay, we got some progress. We got the back camera wire through the carpet up to the point of the speaker. Now we just have to route it around the speaker out through here through the tailgate, and then we need to figure out how we're going to mount that camera back here. So we'll just keep chugging along and see what we can come with going around this speaker. Well, we were able to get the subwoofer out. The wires ran where we want them through the wire mesh. We just have to wire tie it up. I have my end ready to accept the camera. We'll have to build a mount to mount in here, hopefully that the camera mounts on. It'll have to move back a little bit so when you take the tire off so it doesn't damage the camera. So we have to work on that part. That'll be another day. But this finishes up the back. I just got to put it back together, and then we'll start working on the front wiring. So we'll be back in a bit. Okay, we got the trim all buttoned back up, the subwoofer put back in, and everything back where it was. Okay, we got the front camera wire run through the front, around to here. Now we just got to make a bracket to go up in here to hold that front camera where we want it. Hook it up, hook up the bracket for the back camera, and we're all set to go. That's it for today. We're working on fabricating the back bracket, and we have to come up with a design for the front one. But we'll come back as soon as we get those brackets ready. It is a new day, and we got the bracket back for the rear camera. Let's take a look, and I'll show you what we came up with for a design. We went with a system that comes through the spoke and the wheel, and we put a feature in it. Let me come around to this side. We put a pin in it right here that we can pull out, and we can either collapse it down to take the spare tire off, or we can pull the whole camera all the way out by disconnecting a connection here and undoing this Velcro holding it to the mount. So that's what we came up with for the rear camera. Looks like it's going to work quite well. So it gives a good view of the back when you're backing up. So let's move on to the front camera and see what we could come up with a mount for that. So we'll need to take the grill off to get access to where we want to mount the camera. And I 3D printed a little square bracket out of PCTG. With the plastic retainers off, this should just slip right out. It's a little tight with the winch. There we go. That takes the grill off where we can access where we want to work. What we're going to try is to mount this piece of PCTG right to this support. I'm going to drill 2 holes in here, I believe. Put nuts on the back of them and just tighten it down, and then mount the camera bracket to the bottom of this. Okay, we got those holes drilled. Now we need to drill 2 more holes to hold this bracket on like this. Actually, I think I'll put 3. I think I'll put 1 on each outside and 1 in the middle. Okay, there we have the camera mounted. 2 screws in the top, nuts on the outside, 3 screws for the bracket with nuts on the back. Now we just got to attach this wire up. Okay, there's our front camera mounted with our PCTG mount, screwed in place, connections hooked up, wire tied up. We're ready to go with the front camera. One thing I've noticed is the headlights are a little bit frosted on the top, and of course they're stock headlights, so they're rather dim. I'm going to say if I had brighter headlights, maybe the guy that hit us would have saw us a little bit better at night. I'm not sure, but it'd help us see the road a lot better. So while we got the grill off, we have a pair of JW Speaker front LED headlights. Let's go ahead and throw those in while we're inside the grill and got access to the headlights. Looks like 4 Torx screws around the bezel. Okay, we got both headlights installed. Let's put the grill back on. There's the front camera. There's the dash camera. There's the 3 views. There's the rear camera. Well, we got our Wolfbox installed with front camera, back camera, all the wiring tested. It looks great. We got new headlights installed. They look awesome. All ready to hit the trails now. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you like this video. We appreciate your help. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you guys on the trails.